but an end to the free movement of people in full once and for all. That is what this deal delivers. It will allow us to put in place an immigration system based not on where people come from, but on the skills and talents they have to offer. That is in our national interest. Second, control of our money. Not a reduction in our membership fee, not a bigger budget rebate, but an end to vast annual payments being sent to the EU. That is what this deal delivers. Instead, we will be able to spend taxpayers' money on our priorities, like the £394 million per week of extra investment we are putting into our NHS. That is in our national interest. Third, control over our laws. Not just the return of some areas of control from Brussels, but an end to the jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice in the UK, with our laws being made in our country by democratically elected politicians, interpreted and enforced by British courts. That is what this deal delivers, and that is in our national interest. In agriculture, it does not just deliver a better deal under the Common Agricultural Policy, it takes us out of the CAP completely, meaning we can design new systems of support for farmers that work for the UK. And in fishing, it does not just deliver a bigger annual quota within the Common Fisheries Policy, it sets us free of the CFP for good and forever. The UK will be an independent coastal state once again, in full sovereign control of our waters, able to decide for ourselves who we allow to fish in them, with that access not tied to any other aspect of our economic partnership. That is in our national interest too. On borders, laws and money, this deal delivers for the British people. But I have been just as determined that as well as taking back control, this should be a deal that protects the things we value in our relationship with our European friends and sets us on course for a future of opportunity and prosperity. And this deal does that too. So if your family's livelihood depends on a skilled job in our manufacturing sector, you need a deal that keeps goods flowing easily across borders and keeps supply chains intact. This deal does that. We will be outside the single market in the customs union, but have an economic partnership with the EU closer than any other country enjoys. Good for business and in our national interest. If you're one of the over 3 million EU citizens who has come and built your life in the UK, come to be our colleagues, our neighbours and our friends, you need a deal that guarantees your rights. If you're one of the almost 1 million UK nationals living elsewhere in the EU, you need the same. This deal delivers for you all. And because each one of us is made safer by the close security cooperation between the UK and the EU, we all need a deal that keeps that close partnership intact, and this deal does that too. As Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, I have felt very keenly my responsibility to deliver a deal that works for the whole UK and for all of its parts. So what we have agreed protects the constitutional integrity of the United Kingdom. We rejected proposals which would have compromised that integrity and insisted on keeping all parts of our UK in a single customs territory. This deal delivers that. It also honours the solemn commitment we made to the people of Northern Ireland that there should be no hard border between Northern Ireland and Ireland. This deal will safeguard the hard-won progress of the last 20 years and allow the people of that part of our United Kingdom to carry on living their lives as they do today. This is a deal that works for the whole UK family, including our overseas territories and the Crown dependencies. On Gibraltar, we have worked constructively with Spain throughout this process, and I want to thank Fabian Picardo for the statesmanlike role he has played. We have ensured that Gibraltar is covered by a withdrawal agreement and by the implementation period. Let no one be in any doubt. For the future partnership, the UK will be negotiating for the whole UK family, including Gibraltar. I am proud that Gibraltar is British and its constitutional status will not change. The deal we have agreed today unlocks a bright future for the UK. Outside the EU, we will be able to strike new trade deals around the world and open up new markets in the world's fastest growing economies. We will be able to focus our energies on the many other important issues that matter to the British people at home, creating more good jobs and spreading prosperity more widely, taking care of our public services like the NHS and schools, building more homes, and tackling the social injustices that prevent too many people fulfilling their potential. In any negotiation, you do not get everything you want. You need to identify what your vital interests are and stick to them, but be prepared to compromise in other areas in order to achieve a result. I think the British people understand that. When they look at this deal, they will see it as a good one for our country and that it is in the national interest for everyone to get behind it. It honours the referendum, protects what we value, and sets us on course for a bright future. Today marks the culmination of our exit negotiations with the EU, but it also marks the start of a crucial national debate in our country over the next few weeks. Before Christmas, MPs will vote on this deal. It will be one of the most significant votes that Parliament has held for many years. On it will depend whether we move forward together into a brighter future or open the door to yet more division and uncertainty. The British people don't want to spend any more time arguing about Brexit. They want a good deal done that fulfills the vote and allows us to come together again as a country.
And now we have our correspondent Jack Parrock joining us live from Brussels. Jack, thank you so much for taking time out. British Prime Minister Theresa May just saying that British people do not want to waste time anymore arguing about the Brexit deal. But guess what? The British Parliament certainly does want to.
Well, the British Parliament certainly has to. There's still a lot of opposition to this deal in the United Kingdom. Within Theresa May's own Tory party, within the DUP party, which is the Northern Irish party, which props up her government, and even on the other side of the benches in the Labour opposition. There's a lot of people that hate this deal because part of what it sets out is that the UK will remain in a transition period until basically up until December 2022, as it could if it got extended, that would keep it within the single market, which means basically the same situation the UK is in now, but without a vote at the table here in Brussels. The deal, though, does remove the United Kingdom from the European Union, and that's why Theresa May says that it delivers on the vote of the referendum. I think she is right, though. The British public are pretty fed up with what's going on with Brexit. A lot of them expect that the UK should already be out.
Right, and in that sense, what has happened now with the European Union, 27 European Union members approving this Brexit deal is basically a minor hurdle that has been crossed by Theresa May, whereas the major one awaits her in the Parliament, and we are still looking at the possibility of a no-deal Brexit.
Totally right. Today was generally accepted that the EU 27 leaders would approve this deal. In fact, they did it in only 8 minutes at this summit. It didn't take them very long at all. Now, the deal that's on the table, as far as the EU is concerned and as far as the 27 national capitals of the European Union, the resounding noise we're hearing from these leaders is this is the deal that's on the table and that there is very little appetite for renegotiation. If Theresa May can't get this deal approved in the Parliament in Westminster in London, then presumably she would have to try and come back here and renegotiate a deal. As I say, European Union leaders do not want to give any more ground on any of the issues that have been negotiated on that's taken 18 months essentially to get to this point.
18 months to get to this point, but where from here? That's the big question. But for now, Jack Parrock, thank you so much for joining us live with that update from Brussels, where 27 European Union members have approved Theresa May's Brexit deal.